station, we come in and we come in on a tight shot on the shuttle that has no name, and kind of have just left the second moon of the second planet, and you're kind of like and you're kind of like out there, and maybe we jump cut into the onto the bridge of the shuttle, where you guys are looking at your sensors. Um, do you have system-wide sensors?
We're working on it, sir.
Okay, that's uh, I realize that, but the audience out there didn't hear me ask the question before we went live. So yeah.
Well, I figured you were actually going to take longer with your intro. You normally like show them the whole system first.
Yeah. Well,
And I mean that in the best way. I'm trying to find everything. JKL and
or
okay,
sensor
so the
drones.
way I'm reading it is at the end of the day, you attempt a computer's check with a DC based off your sensors installed on your ship. The DC is 25 when using short range sensors.
Okay.
Okay. It doesn't say anything about system wide sensors at all.
Well,
Cut rate. Wait. So I don't have cut
good.
rate. Yeah, so it's 25. Blah blah blah.
We'll just go with that. I'm just wondering why they have system-wide sensors and sensor drones if you can just do it without buying those at all.
Because this came out of Galaxy Exploration.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
so did the system-wide sensors and sensor drones are literally on the same page.
All right. By moving through the system with multiple sensor sweeps, you search for signs of gravity wells. Yeah. Spend the day as the Starship Science Officer. And at the end of the day, I don't see where it says anything about needing the others, the system-wide sensors. But anyway, I apologize. If that's what you want to do, that's what we'll do. Otherwise, I'll continue to look.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead and make the check. It's quicker that way.
Okay, so
And it'll let you guys do what you're trying to do.
Scott, you will be the one that's doing science officer duty, and it would please me if. Oh my gosh, hang on. Pyre would be the one that assisted because he has a better computer's check.
Oh.
But
continue. I just realized I went to roll 20, but it was signed out, so I have to sign in.
oh,
Usually I just open the page.
Well, we did leave ourselves quite a bit of room to run around because it only took us a week of actual time to go to the freebooters and have them explode their base to try and stop us. And we originally told them that we might be gone up to 8 weeks. Well, I don't want to be gone the full 8 weeks. It was brought up to me by Kib that we should map the solar system on the way back, which is why we're doing it this way. All right, Scott, are you listening?
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on. So, Pyre, if you would do a help check for computers first, because that's how it's supposed to go down, and then Scott will make the secondary. And if you're in the middle of something else, my apologies.
There we go. No, I've been trying to sign in.
You were still signing in. Okay.
Because it randomly will sign me out when I'm not paying attention. Because I opened Roll20, and then I went to Twitch, and I just was still on Twitch. And I was like, oh, wait, Roll20 never signed in. Pyre, you said computers?
Yes.
how droll.
All right, and Scott? So it's either 27 or 29, which is over 25, Jesta.
Okay, so on the first day, you are able to pinpoint that because you are closest to it, that the planet that you're next to, the second planet, has 3 moons.
And that's the gas giant, right?
Oh, let me make sure because it's supposed to be. You're aware it has 1 moon,
Besides the one we already knew about, right?
besides the one you already knew about.
Okay. And that is the gas giant, right?
That is the gas giant.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
And put it in your notes.
I'm trying right now. Okay, edit.
All right, well, that's the first day.
Okay, hang on. So gas giant. Ooh, moons. So far, 1 time dragon.
1 time dragon, please.
Oh, I see why. Come on.
Okay. So let's stay in this area because there should be more around and due tomorrow around this area too. So once again, with your guys' amazing computers checks.
Another computers. Yasha. Man,
Better than last time. Keep going, Scott.
I'm rolling under 10.
So that's only an 18, so we don't find anything out on the second
Nope.
day.
You don't find anything on the second day.
All right. Again.
Oh, again? Again, sir.
Yeah,
Again.
we're going to take a week in this area, and then we'll head back.
Mm,
Nice.
There's a 23 plus.
So that should be good enough for... That's a 22. It's still not good enough. So that's day 4. All right, if we don't find anything tomorrow, screw the week. We've taken a long time at this planet.
Okay.
Okay. Go fire. Come on, Scott. Yeah.
There we go.
All
okay,
right.
so you're aware that there is yet another moon here.
Okay. We finally found it.
Making 3 moons on, but attached
On the
to,
gas giant.
to the gas giant, the second planet.
Okay. Now, this is probably what it's got around here. I mean, we've looked for days, and even we haven't seen anything crazy outside the window. So remind me, what is the third planet? The one that's icy? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. So that one's farther out, guys. It might take us another week to get there. Do we want to do that, or do we want to head back and pass by the green planet before we go? See how many moons it's got, maybe. Because we definitely know it's there. Mr. Pye, are you okay with that?
Green is money, after all.
Okay. So, just to let me stop editing notes so I can give you a. You said you have piloting, right, Pyre?
Yes, I have 2 ranks, which keeps it up to 10.
Okay, will you give me an assist roll before I do this?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you gave me that. So, Jesta, I only have a 9 if that was high enough for the assist. And
No,
so,
I think you spend the day kind of getting nowhere.
okay, well, since we have the time, let me just take my 20 and we'll plot a proper course.
Sure, okay.
Yeah, I mean, If we need to, we'll take half the day to do it, which will waste a day basically. So now we're up to 9 days. All right, so that'll make it 25, which means we get a decent one.
It's going to take you 5 days to get to the next
9
planet.
plus 5, so that's 14. So 2 weeks we've been gone.
Since
We get
you've
to the
been
green
gone.
planet, boys. Once again, while I can be there for support, you were both better at it than I.
Whew.
Yeah. I was like, I found stuff. I don't need help today. See, there we go. So the 1d3 is what you need just to may you roll well. Yeah. Do you find anything cool?
Do you find out that there are two moons attached to this planet?
All right, I'm putting that down. Green has 2. All right, let's go home, boys. Can I take 20 again?
Sure.
Okay. So 15. And there you go.
Wait, your piloting is only a +5. Should I be the one in charge of piloting?
Honestly, let me look.
4 days.
4 days of 19. Okay, my piloting is only 1 rank, and it is a +5. But, yeah, 25 is what we need. So long as I'm not in a hurry, I do fine. Okay. When we get within range, I call Defron, and I'm like, "Hey, we made it back early. Is there anybody in the shuttle bay?"
Nope.
Okay. Tell Colovian and don't tell Ninvis, and don't tell the doctor. I want it to be a surprise.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Defron. Click. So we get our approach. We land in the shuttle bay.
Yep, you're in the shuttle bay.
All right. Oh wait, no, the door's just open. It's fine. Hi. How are you, Defron?
You know, okay, I guess.
Really? I've never seen you so blah. Is everything okay?
Boring. This has been a boring day.
Ah. Well, surprise. We're back like 4.5 weeks early. Okay.
He goes, well, I'll take a load off Colovian's plate.
And, well, at least the doctor's been here to help.
He goes, hey, he's like, yeah, you know, I guess.
Okay. Why don't you take the rest of the day off? I'll make sure your work is covered.
Okay.
He's a Vesk, man.
Yeah.
Is he high? Has Dr. What's his name been selling my friend drugs? Because
No.
I'm supposed to do that.
It can't just be a boring day.
I don't know. He's just never been so dry. I'll get over it. So, Mr. Pyre, your room is still waiting. We will get a hold of you this evening, so you have some time to bathe in your awesome bathroom that comes with that room. And do all the things that we haven't got to do. I'm going to do some of them now. Kib, it's an order. Take a real shower, use soap, deodorant afterwards. And I point at Death Arms, and I'm like, it goes triple for you. I mean, seriously.
I've got data to run over first.
Can you help us?
Right. You have 4 hours till the meeting. You set the alarm already, right?
Oh. Yeah, okay.
We have some time before the doctor's schedule, because apparently he's got quite a few surgeries today. So when he's available, we'll get together and we'll do the debriefing. Give him the new information we have about the moons around these two planets that we went exploring, because we were like, home sounds way better than going to the far planet right now. And let's see what's up. Oh, and I'm like, Defron, how frazzled is Colovian?
On a
Scale of 1 to 10.
I'd say about a 7.
Oh, so something interesting did happen while we were gone. Well, I'm glad we came back early. Okay. Mr. Pyre, I curtsy.
Curtsy.
She does. She curtsies all the time. When she curtsies, she's only 6 foot tall. She's just looking you in the face. So, so I'm going to go bathe, eat something solid that isn't protein paste number 9, and then go to our office with the vault.
Okay.
And be like, hey, why are you sitting in my chair, Colovian? And I'm like, I'm just kidding. I know why you're sitting in that chair. It's comfortable. All right. So, Kib should be here anytime, and if he's not, we'll wait 5 minutes, and then I'll call him and tell him he's late. Debrief.
She's like,
Oh, and you're welcome.
she's like, well, in the last several days, we've had we've had a dozen ships come through, and it's all basic station operation business. Like there's some stuff about like arguments over docking priority or maintenance priorities and whatnot. There's been some, you know, there's still graffiti going on. A couple of them, a couple of them were captured, put into the the recycler, and turned into necrograph. It doesn't seem to have had an effect.
Oh my goodness.
And it doesn't seem to have had an effect.
Colovium, I am so proud of you.
She goes, those are the rules you set down. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to have made the graffiti any less. It's made it worse. Space pirates tend to be very defiant.
Right, I'm not worried about space pirates. These are cultists. That's way worse. A space pirate can be reasoned with if you give him enough latinum. I mean, not latinum. Credits.
She just looks at you funny when you're like, say something about latinum. She's like, and
now
she's like, and as far as the priest is concerned, he's done pretty much what he's always done, and there are those that seem to be taking it a bit to heart.
Defron said that you were level 7, and he's go ahead.
Well, she kind of looks like she's about level 7, but like level 7 frazzled.
Yeah.
But it's mostly over docking stuff. Like it's over minor bit. It's not like somebody came and attacked or the cultists are starting a rebellion or anything like that. It's
Did we have any unexpected visitors?
She's like, well, she goes, by unexpected, you're going to have to be a little bit more specific. The pirate crews kind of come and go on a schedule that nobody can really predict. Although Tawi was back a little earlier than you had anticipated, last I checked. I believe she talked to Kurat in the boards at some point. had a few
We'll get
drinks.
to Kurad. I looked at his schedule.
And it's like, she's like,
So,
uh,
what are these 2 hours here where he just has 3 dots?
she's like, that was an hour. That was a couple of hours spent arguing with the captains of 2 ships over whose docking priority was,
Ah.
and it was.
So, while this is going on, I text Kib with, Kib, did your alarm really not go off again? Come to the main office. Or not the main office. Come to the office on the, not the poop deck. Just a,
Operations.
yeah, come to the operations office. And I continue to listen to Clovian while that's going on.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
he sends a message back that says, "No, I accidentally put it on snooze because I was almost finished with the data calibration from the. I'm on my way. I'm coming."
Okay. ... LOL.
Yeah.
All right. So while that's going on, Pyre, what are you doing?
How much time has passed since we got back? Since we got back.
Probably
Wow.
2 hours because I'm a girl and I want to feel nice when I get out of the tub.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Okay.
He's probably just finished cleaning up and contemplating if he wants to bother dressing down to go to the what do we call it?
Sports.
Boards. Yeah. Okay, it was boards. To go down to the boards, or if he just wants to just relax for the day, because we spent a lot of time on that small ship.
Right? I mean, it's definitely like you're like, oh, thank goodness, a space station. Even if there's nothing to buy or anything pretty to look at, really, at least it's room to move around.
Yep.
At least there's some elbow room.
Mm.
That's pretty much how he feels. Just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think you actually get I think you actually get a knock on your door, Pyre.
Oh. Who is it?
Well, you're a temporary, albeit a landlord. It's Crenville.
Dun, dun.
I will open the door.
He's like, he's kind of standing there. He's got his sort of business attire on, which you know is armor. You just I mean, you've
Always.
yeah.
You're waiting on your set to be made.
And but his tie is loose as normal, and he's got like and his shirt looks slightly disheveled, and he kind of looks at you and goes, um, you know, and he goes, apparently the casino's management has been delayed a bit longer. However, I thought you might be interested in the high stakes game that's going to be going down tomorrow night. Boards is being closed for the event.
Oh, you
It's
had me at high stakes.
it's not a it's not the highest stakes. We weren't able to draw anyone from the Amber Wreath connection. We're still trying to make to some extent, but there are some people. I believe the representative for the Paper Leaf Tea Trading Company was interested in joining the game, as well as a mid-level functionary for Bettina Clemlin, a couple of local governors from neighboring systems. There's a possibility that there may be a couple of other interested parties, depending on whether or not she wants to play. And he kind of and there's a bit of an eye roll there when he did, and he doesn't further explain on this one. He's like, goes, says, be there tomorrow at and he like be there tomorrow evening mm, at 20 at 15 at 1703.
Such an interesting time, but of course I'll be there.
And he's like, and he kind of he nods and um he's like so did you have he goes, with that out of the way, did you all have a bit of fun out there?
Quite a bit, actually. Enough for a while, at least. I think I've had a good amount of excitement. A nice night of gambling will be a welcome sight.
He goes, so tell me, I've never met a time dragon before. What do they look like? Are they interesting? Any philosophical insights? They talk about any arcane theory?
I describe what it looks like, and then just after I describe it, as for what they were like, I imagine the most pompous asshole you've ever known, and then have him disregard you entirely.
Hmm. Dragons do tend to see most of the rest of us as lesser species. I'd imagine that, he says, I don't imagine why I would feel that a time dragon would be any different. Because, did you get what you were looking for out there? Hey, give me a sense motive here.
Yeah, I was about to say, even without a sense of motive, something seems fishy. I'm still gonna roll with the something seems a little weird, but honestly, my answer before you even asked was gonna be shrug and be like, "You'll have to ask the captain on that one."
Hmm. He nods and he goes, he nods and, um, give me another sense motive roll here. The way that he nods in his body language as he walks away, it's almost like he just confirmed something for himself that he suspected.
Shoot him in the back.
It's
But
tempting.
he doesn't say anything further. He doesn't say anything further. He just kind of the nod. It like if you hadn't spent a lot of time gambling, that you would know, you might have missed it and whatnot, because you're used to looking for people's tells and reading people's body
Right.
language. But there was just a slight hint of, as he was moving, as he nodded and wanted to walk away, that he just confirmed some kind of suspicion. Confirmed something he was thinking in some way. What that was, not sure. But he, but yeah, he kind of he goes on about back to his business. He's like, and you see him stop to talk to one of the people that you might have figured like was supposed to be like a bartender. You're guessing because they're they're behind the bar making drinks, and Crinville stops over and looks at him, and you can't hear the conversation from where you're standing, but the subtext is pretty clear, like from the body language. He's not trying to hide it. He's giving the guy, he's dressing the guy down for for fucking up something. He must have made the drink wrong or something. Yeah. Like maybe he takes like about half the garnishes out of the drink and throws it on the floor.
Oof.
Yeah. And he's just like, and says a couple more things, points at the garnishes on the floor and walks away. He just told the motherfucker to pick that shit up.
What an asshole.
For any of you out there that are bartenders, I'm sure that you probably realize that he just told the guy not to put so much goddamn garnish in it's a drink,
I
not
was
a
gonna say
salad.
this kind of sounded like
It
something
was,
you've been
yeah,
through.
it was one of those, it's a drink, not a fucking salad
Uh,
kind of deals. Um, was kind of what it was.
I charge them extra. It's fine.
He's just like, well, the place isn't open. He's just practicing making drinks.
Oh,
He's like,
all right.
yeah, but yeah, he goes about his business. He stops and he talks to somebody else and seems to have a much more civil tone. Either that guy just really hit his nerve wrong, or he's been fucking up for a while. You know?
You've been training for 3 extra weeks while we're waiting on management.
Like you've been here 3 weeks and you haven't learned the drink recipe, the drink menu yet,
Your job is to make the drink, not fluff it up.
right?
Mm.
No, but yeah. So like, what are you gonna go back into your room? Do you have stroll and stretch your legs? Anything specific you want to do here?
I'll
I mean,
probably-
if you were bored, you could come find us. It's just whether you're that bored or not.
I'll probably stretch my legs, so he'll probably go for a walk around the station,
Right.
Okay.
taking
Remember, there's a
sights.
bounty if you catch people spray painting.
I grabbed my spray can. What?
Yeah. Hang on, let me drive to Wichita so I can check your character sheet for spray paint.
That would have been funny if I just randomly had that. Like if I just picked it up, it's like, I wonder if I'll need this.
Yeah.
That would have been funny.
Um,
Anyway, go on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's a yeah, are you like you're gonna so stretching your legs? You probably like walk by Father Karef, who's preaching the same stuff that he was preaching before. Like 999 is the cycle. The followers of Kavoy are betrayers and liars and deceivers, and the cathedral of bones is coming. The lords of death are the lords and ladies of death itself are coming. Ancient evils that predate known history, even pre-gap known history. Kind of it is like it just sounds like a madman. But he is covered in but he is a Borai, and he is covered in arcane looking tattoos all over his body, from where you can where you can see his flesh. He does keep himself mostly robed up.
See, I wish Daniel could make a perception check, or not perception, sense motive on this guy, because I'm not good at that. But it's also meta, so you can't do it and then tell me the results anyway. I mean, you can do it, just don't tell me.
I mean, sense motive isn't my specialty.
Okay, well then just move along. Unless you want to listen. Are you into the occult? Do you want to
Nah,
join?
he hears a madman rambling, and he swiftly picks up his pace. And he just
Yeah.
goes past. He's like, I have no time for this kind of rambling.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start a thing where I go and listen and eat popcorn.
Just sit in a little
Like, isn't
lawn
that the
chair.
councilwoman? Yes, yeah, she does this to annoy him. It doesn't really work, but she likes doing it. So, anyway, Kib, have you made it there yet?
And okay. And
Said he's
Wait.
listening, but he's taking his wife
He's
to
driving
work.
his wife. I didn't go far enough down.
and is and Death Arms, what are you doing with your time here?
Did you bathe like you were supposed to?
Well, yes. I mean, I had 2 hours to do that. Yeah, that only took me about 30 minutes. And then the rest of the time, I am investigating the graffiti, trying to see if I can gain any new information.
Oh yeah. Now he gets to find out.
Actually, I need to find something here real quick because there's something I forgot to do.
It's okay.
No, you're gonna like it. It was so from. Let's see. So you, as far as those of you at the station are concerned, you guys managed to pick up. You guys managed to profits and stuff that came from your Lichdom Incorporation. You end up getting paid 1,100. For those of you who are attached to the station, Pyre, your mysterious employer / benefactors put 300 credits in your account.
It's 300 to gamble with.
Okay. So just to confirm, it was 1,100 total, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
For those of you involved with the station, so.
All right. So we'll have to wait until the doctor is out of surgery to deal with that. But it's nice to know that there's a little bit of money. Hello, kid. I know, you're eating. You just keep doing that. Who else has stuff to do? Dun 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 dun.
Well, why not? Let's.
Sorry.
I'll let Pyre's curiosity get the best of him. He probably has heard about the little graffiti thing, and so let's see if he can do a little stealth combined with a bit of perception as he slips through the corridors, just trying to see if he can sneak up on someone spray painting. If he finds nothing, that's fine. I just felt like it'd be fun.
You were very ninja.
Let me.
Ninja.
Or maybe I find some just freshly painted, like it's still wet. I can run my finger on it, but no one's around. Ooh, ghost.
There's a Raxolite living in the structure of the station that we don't think anything's in, and she controls everything. I can't prove that. Dun dun dun.
Let's see.
Dun dun dun. 91.
You don't happen to find anybody. I mean, not doing that anyway. I mean, you find a couple of people doing it that look like they're doing or trading in narcotics, but there really doesn't seem to be any laws or rules about that around here.
No. I wouldn't care either way.
Yeah, there is some.
Once the shopping mall is installed, we'll have a dispensary, and that shit will be put to a stop.
Yeah.
There was just a way for him to possibly get more credit, so he was just like, "I'll slip around and see if I can catch someone."
Oh, hey, kid. There you are. Did you get lost?
Well, I had a few more things to collaborate on this data that we collected, and sorry, that's why I did the snooze thing, and then I ran, and then
Okay.
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, what are we doing?
All right. So Colovian was telling us what had been happening while we were gone. Korad is, of course, still in surgery at the moment, so it's just you and I. And then I catch him up to what she's already said, and then I'm like, all right, dear. Once again. Oh, sorry, dear. I hate to interrupt, but has the Circle of Kavoy returned yet? I mean, it's been almost 3 weeks.
No, they have not.
I'm sure they have pressing matters, and my curiosity isn't that important, really. But I hope they return soon. Not only do I enjoy his company, because he reminds me of home, but it's interesting to meet a Barai of that caliber. Now, back to what you were saying.
She basically starts explaining to you guys she goes back over what she went over with you, like the docking thing, the docking conflicts, and basic day-to-day business that is she's been dealing with. Requests, transfers. People. Oh, I don't want to work in this area. I want to work in that area, or basic kind of stuff. There have been. She does tell you that a couple of graffiti people had been caught and fed into the corpse recycler, turned into necrographs, and but it doesn't seem to have deterred any of the graffiti artwork. Um, hmm?
I just had a fun idea. But anyway,
She didn't know.
like, what if we send
Oh.
Mr. Death Arms to break a couple fingers if they ain't gonna stop graffiti?
Sorry about that, guy.
She's like, if you want to break their fingers, you're the bosses, but I don't think it's going to do much good. Being facing down the possibility that you're killed and turned into necrographs should theoretically deter people, but doesn't seem to.
I wonder how good the doctor is at frontal lobotomies. Anyway, let's move past that, dear. So, nothing else has been crazy. You said that, Sisse? No? The Pottsville woman.
Tawi.
Tawi. Okay. You said Tawi was back. Was there any more problems with that Knoll?
No, the Knoll was behaving himself this time. He did give Tawi a mean look the entire time they were here. She did speak with Kurad, although I'm not entirely certain what they talked about. Kurad did ask me a couple of questions and and whatnot, but outside of that, also, I guess you guys weren't here for this. She goes, also the Versped Research Collective sent out a warning not to go to the Ebis system. There is some sort of natural anomaly going on there that, according to them, that it's a very, very dry warning announcement. It's just sort of perfunctory in its nature.
Well, while you have your tablet open, set up an appointment with Mr. Silversoul for later today.
And she's
And-
yeah.
Sorry. But that's good to know. And the children, have they been a problem?
No. I mean, no more than children should be, anyway, I suppose. Really, since you sent them over to work at the casino, I haven't seen as much of them. It's not like you'd probably be better served asking Crinville.
Sure enough. I'll have to see him. Is his sister on board at the moment?
Sestra?
Yes.
She's actually on her ship. She's actually on her ship just right at the moment. I believe she had some business to attend to out there.
Okay, I just wondered.
But she's around.
All right. So, I think you did a decent job. We weren't gone nearly as long as you thought we were going to be, and luckily, the doctor had enough to do that he decided to stay. So, you weren't just on your own all the time, just half the time.
And she was like,
Once we can finally acquire the proper resources to upgrade, I have great plans for you. And I'm proud of you.
thank
Now,
you, sir. Or thank you,
Cough.
ma'am.
It's because I'm bald, isn't it? I'm just kidding. You don't have to answer that, dear. So go ahead and take some time off. We'll get things arranged there, and send in Defron to take over for you.
And she nods, and she's like, maybe she hands over like the pad. She goes, I formally relinquish the station back to you, and like and gathers herself and goes to go to her quarters and
Start
perhaps
her
walk
weekend.
out, do something. Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Defron, and I hand him the tablet. I'm like, Kib, go on.
Right. So, what?
You're doing the information that was on the Red Buddha's computer, right?
Oh, right. Okay. Close that. Roll this up. Okay, I got it. I got it. So we looked at the computer. They have a total of 5 bases. I think safe houses. They call them safe houses. I think one of them got blown up, but I know about one of them, and I have like a partial understanding of another one. I have no clue about the others. But hey, we could maybe decipher out the code a little bit more. Maybe I can figure it out. I don't know. But the thing is, they blew up their own base, dude. It was weird. Why'd you blow up your own base? Huh. But we got out alive. It was fun. I got information.
So Kib, and this is there. I'm gonna put a little talk a little mechanics in this as well, because this has to do with what you guys are found out there. So this is where I introduce the trade system that you guys are going to be able to use to build up your shuttle, because the space station levels with you, but the shuttle does not. So what you have found, Kib, is going to be cargo that you guys can attempt to find a buyer for and sell off. And the one safe house where you do know exactly what's in it is it's listed as old school. It's listed as old school, in parentheses, really old school information storage, and then in parentheses beside it, it says books and stuff. LOL in parentheses.
Oh my god, did we find their homework folder?
No, it basically, Kib, the way you're looking at it is it's the inventories of this safe house is books and magazines and stuff that they have stolen that could be worthwhile to somebody. Out on the frontier, not everybody has their own infosphere or their own like method of their own method of like writing things down or carrying information. Um, there are some there might be some people who find these things to be a collector's item and what have you.
All right,
My
so
theory that it's a porn stash.
I agree.
Books and stuff, LOL.
There might be a porn stash in there somewhere. I don't know.
okay, so Kim's gonna be like, so there's information like books and whatnot at one of them, and it's kind of cool. And we could get that to people so they can be more knowledgeable, but we could also develop our own database of information first. I don't know. I it's still contemplated part about my brain and then how it started working, but we go there, we get some cargo, we can make money, and it's kind of cool. We can make materials to make other things better, like the shuttle. Yeah. So that's something I've been working on when I took the 2-minute shower.
Nice. Right, I walk over and I sniff him now that I think about that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, good boy.
Yeah.
19 days with you in a shuttle was a little much.
And you're gonna find so you're gonna find what you're gonna have to go retrieve it, but you know where it's at, and you know how much is there because you got the complete inventory there. So you have four. There are 4 lots. What amount to 4 lots? Which are lots are your basic unit of cargo. It can't be split up. It's all together. Let's see. But you're going to have to find a buyer for it, and you're going to have to and you're going to have to get it to the buyer to get some, to get, some profit off of it.
Okay, so I'm gonna state. So since we know what's there, before we go, we can find a buyer and do that whole transport. Like, so we're not running back here, then trying to find a buyer, but then we can go get the
So you
stuff and
want
then be
to?
like, go there and then.
So we should delegate and see if the organization can get this done. Yes, we could definitely do that.
Yeah.
We could even do that for a while if we have to.
I know. I'm just saying so we don't make like 2 or 3 trips or something. Just trying to save some fuel in the shuttle.
Mm.
Trying to think.
Well, you should probably you'd be able to fit. You should be able to fit all of it into your shuttle bay cargo.
Yeah, we have quite a bit of space. Now, what should we do, kid?
Well,
we could go down to level 5 and see if we can catch anybody, but that sounds silly. Maybe we should see if our friend Pyre has made it to boards and have a drink before we resume our activities.
it's been a while since I've had a drink. Maybe it'll.
Okay, no doubles this time though.
Oh.
Hmm.
Okay.
Those-
Just this time. I won't stop you from doing it all the time, but remember, you've been gone for 3.5 weeks.
True. Okay,
No,
let's do that.
19 days. Anyway, Defron, we'll be back shortly. We're here. Use my comms if you need me. And we head down towards boards.
All right. You get down to Bortz, and it's typical typical mid-afternoon or whatever passes for afternoon on a space station anyway.
Galactic Standard Noon, yeah.
It's it's kind of there's a lot of people sort of at work right now that live on the station that are basically working, whether they're Grimbuckle or your own employees. There's a few people here who are just sort of drifters in and out and whatnot.
Well,
There's
and we have most of the staff for casino living here now too.
right, yeah. So you
I
have
mean, sorry.
a lot of them. Yeah. So there's a few people. But the people that are in here right now tend to be like spacers and drifters and refugees that are on one point, on their way from one place to another, for whatever reason and what have you. And I think, there's really nobody noteworthy in the crowd right now.
Okay. And
The music
Pyre
on
is there?
stage is like an orchestral grind, an Eoxian orchestral grindcore band. So,
Do I like that sort of thing?
It's gonna depend on what time of day it is. or what day it is. I mean, in general. Or wow, what time? Woo! I can't speak. It's okay. I know English. English good.
Well,
You're
Because I'm
fine.
supposed to show up at 17:03, wasn't it?
the next day.
1703 tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh,
So
tomorrow.
eventually,
Oh,
yeah, he's giving us time to actually do stuff today, but tomorrow is coming soon. So
could make my way down there eventually.
actually, since we're there, let me do a culture check and see if I can learn anything from those guys. But Roll20 was like, screw you, I'm kicking you out. Let me sign you back in.
Right? See what I mean?
Yeah.
Roll20
Like,
just decides, you've had enough of me. You have to retry. If only chocolates could do the same thing to me.
I don't care about that picture right now. Just let me start this game again. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties are horrible. All right, what was I doing?
Culture for something.
Oh,
To
culture.
find out more about those guys.
Well, just what's going on currently, gossip. Because no one's told me technically about the game that you need to be a high roller to get in. So
Oh,
I'm just trying to find out gossip so I can be better informed.
You find out about the game.
Okay, but I still want to roll culture. Maybe I learned something cooler.
You did roll a
Probably not.
culture. You rolled a
Oh, did
20.
I?
yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, there's a game. Well, we'll definitely find higher here tomorrow then. That'll be nice.
Alright.
Will I have to throw my
Um,
weight around or will it just let me end a watch?
You find out. I think basic space rumors. Nothing that really makes a lot of sense to you. It's just like it, crew members on some random ship having an affair that shouldn't be. Then like
He's
somebody
got a wife at home.
like somebody or somebody is somebody planning somebody getting off their last big smuggling job, talking about, oh, you made some credits, da da da, or this, that, and the other. And of course, since there's a few Grimbuckle people here, you probably hear one or two stories about, or one or two of them telling a story about a job they had to do for the syndicate, where they had to, kill somebody, or to, or help, take care of like a loan, act as a bone breaker or whatever, sort of low level, like criminal organization stuff you might normally hear about. You do know that there's a few here that are not just low level goons besides Crinville, because you've seen them before. They don't tend to interact with very many people. They just sort of are here. Um, you know, they don't appear to be as strong as, say, Crenville probably, but they're better than they're cut above the rest anyway. But they don't typically socialize. It's just sort of the grunts, talking the shit they talk, and what have you.
Okay, so of course I start with tipping the bartender 20 credits, and then one round for the three of us.
All right.
Well, wait, no. So 4, 5, 6. So 6. There are 3 credits for a regular drink, right?
I think so.
Okay, so 4 shots for Death Arms, and then 1 drink for each of us. So 6 times 3 is 18 plus 20. All right. So I spent some money.
All right.
All right. And get us all our drinks, and we do all of that. I just want to make sure I was paying for stuff. I'm not that kind of councilwoman. I'm like, well, we haven't found him yet. I guess we still have his comms.
I was like, I mean, you could.
Yes, and technically that's exactly what we do.
Yeah.
It's some song about Deo. No,
Yeah, your phone
just kidding.
rings.
Yeah, I'm
Your
just like,
comms
hello?
ring.
Hey, Fire, what are you doing?
Just taking a nice stroll to the station. What's up?
So, have you heard about this game tomorrow at Bort's?
Of course I have. Who hasn't?
I had until 20 minutes ago, but I was
I have
doing other
no idea
things.
what you're talking about.
So, Kib, they're having a poker game. Remember? You have to have a
No,
bunch of
it's
money
not
to get in
poker.
it.
It's
Sorry,
cannons and
black
black.
holes. Yeah, black holes and cannonballs.
It's got dice and cards. It's a completely different.
Oh, I'm really good at that. I did well last
Yeah.
time.
It's okay. It's not the game with the jelly bean. So, what are you doing? Are you doing anything right now? Let's start a fight. No, I'm just kidding. We don't need to start a fight. Um, but yeah, we have a little bit of time in between, like when this place will fall apart since I'm home, and when Korad will get here. So,
Um, yes, we don't need to start any fights. Uh, what are you thinking?
well, I've been at Bort's for a little while, and I don't know. What have you done today?
Showered?
Well, of
Not
course.
much else beyond that. There's like a soft thump, and then it's like, so where am I meeting you?
Let's meet at the main office. That's on level 1.
I'm on my way.
Okay.
It like cuts to me, and I'm just hanging up, and there's just a body on the ground of someone who probably tried to like mug me or something. I don't know. Just we don't need fighting.
That can
Don't.
happen.
Fighting is fine. We don't need that.
I like it. So, yeah, we head back upstairs.
And I'll go to meet him.
And I'm like, oh, Nidvis, you got secretarial duty today. Or at least this shift. How are you doing?
I'm great, man. Boss, how are you? Was your trip great? Was it great? How's the time dragon? I've never seen one before. Was it, you know what?
Alright.
My dad told me once about a story one time about a dragon that he said that he met on a moon, but it wasn't a moon dragon. It was like a, it was like a, I think it was a brass dragon is what he told me it was. And it was weird. So he kept trying to play practical jokes on him. He didn't really
Anyone that's
appreciate
paying
him much.
attention sees Ha's side panel opening just a little bit as the conversation's going on. And I look up at him and I'm like, no, you almost got us killed once already doing that. Stop it. You'll be able to see Korad when he's done with surgery. Alright. Nimbus. Ha. Ha. Bring up your projector and show him the time dragon footage. She didn't like us very much. I was kind of disappointed. It'd be nice to have a time dragon. Be like, hey, I know I only have one favor that I can ever call in, but could you come pick me up?
I mean, we did solve a problem for her.
Yes, but we made a bunch of noise doing it, so I feel fairly effective in chaos as well. So, I mean, you
But
got them
we helped her.
to believe you so hard that they destroyed the base rather than let us take it over.
Look, now
He killed his own
there
men.
won't be any noise at all. We eliminated the noise, though, so she'll be happy, right?
Well, we need to find out what time dragons like besides peace and quiet, because we're probably going to have to go talk to her again at some point. But that's a future conversation. We may never talk to her again. Who knows? But oh, Mr. Silversoul, how are you?
Doing rather well. What is it that I can do for you today? He seems to be playing with some sort of like little shiny puzzle type thing.
Oh, it's
It
an engineer's
it
puzzle
keep,
box.
no, it keeps change. It's something you've never seen before. It keeps
Okay.
changing colors, and the pieces of it change shapes occasionally. And he seems to be making some progress with it as he walks in. and then a piece color changes on a piece, which seems to have a cascading effect that changes the shape of the piece next to it. And he kind of takes it and he sighs and he's like, and he kind of
Okay, move
takes the
that
pieces.
piece right there, and that might help.
He takes the pieces and he puts them back he takes the pieces and kind of like dumps them into his into
Oh,
like
a bag.
yeah, into like a sort of a like a pouch that he's carrying. He's like maybe a knapsack. He's like, he goes, I understand you wanted to see me.
Yeah, so it seems that the juiciest thing that happened while I was gone was the research station declaring their section of space uh, off limits. And first of all, there aren't that many of them there.
He shrugs. He goes, slow day in the system, I suppose.
I just wondered if you had any information about why they tried to, or why they're trying to shut down the system. I mean, if it's radiation based, I really don't want to go there. I mean, I'm not ready to be a Burai.
Well, you see, I'm rather new in this area, and I don't. My personal shuttle hasn't exactly arrived yet for me to go taking any particular forays.
Mm,
And
I understand that.
says, so I'm rather limited on my eyes and ears outside of here. But he says,
Oh, that's something else. Okay.
he's like, he's like,
While you're here, Kib and I have a pitch for you. Kib, tell him about the stuff we're trying to trade.
So we have books. We have access to books and magazines and whatnot. We got to go get it, and then we have to find people that want it. And
That's what we're trying to get him to do, is see if he knows of
yeah,
anybody. And yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
it's
so
like,
it's like old school stuff. The description is kind of weird. It's like old school stuff and sounds really fun. But if we could sell it, we can go pick it up and sell it to somebody. They could learn information, and
it's
we
like,
could make our own little infosphere of information from it, depending on what's in it. I don't know.
Kib spends 3 weeks scanning books before we sell them.
it's like I'd have to know what's actually in these books. I'd have to see the inventory to give a bid on anything like that. Unfortunately, at this particular point in time, my hands are a bit tied. As I said, my resources are still waiting to be set up. He says, he goes, I was going to ask you how the area for the store, how is the shopping area coming along?
Uh, it may take us another 6 months for it to get approved. After all, grandfather isn't exactly I'm not exactly grandfather's favorite at the moment. So when he decides to shift credits to allow us the funds to complete the project, the many tiny ships will come through piece by piece so we can get it together. But I'm hoping to have you in sooner than 6 months, but I would rather give you a bigger leeway. That way you can be happily surprised if it's less. Your accommodations in the luxury suite are enough. Do you need something else?
No, no, I was simply wondering when I was, I have people I have to speak to on the other end of the line. After all, you're not the only one who needs to worry about logistical support. I'll
Sure
have
enough.
to, I'll have to have some people.
I will.
I'll have to have a budget assigned entire from the offices to determine how many employees will need to mine the storefront based on the square footage we're being allowed, what sort of products we're going to be bringing in.
Well,
After
I
all, we're
have
going to have an entire. I do have a product line that I wanted to run by you as far as things that we're looking to sell. Whenever you have the time, um, I've got a pitch for a product line for our what we think is going to be our initial product line, or at least the major selling points for the major products that will be on the shelves. This is where this is
So, Pyre, you're actually in the room with us at this point. Like, you met us at the offices, and then we saw him, and that's what's going down. So, please say that in character. I would love it.
Oh, no, he would not say that in character. That is a very much Daniel thing to say, not very much Pyre.
Okay.
I was just thinking Mall of America, but in a space station.
Pyre. This is the first time you've actually met the representative
true.
for Paperleaf Tea Trading Company, Zerk Silver Soul.
Zerk what?
Zerk Silver Soul. Oh.
And that's ZIRC, right?
Yep.
Yep. I remember things. But I'm sorry, Pyre. I've gotten so used to seeing you, like, I didn't even think to introduce you. This is Zerk Silversoul. He wants to open a tea shop here in the mall. Well, and other things.
Tea
But anyway,
trading emporium. We move a few other items, but tea is our main stock in trade.
I hand him the blueprints for when the mall gets installed, so that he has all that information.
Yeah.
Because, like, I already have one in mind. I mean, with the way our space station is built, it seems like the best design.
Right.
So,
yeah. So
I appreciate you stopping by. And like I said, I will completely keep you in the loop. I cannot express properly my feelings about getting you on board and ready to go. Yeah.
this is have you spoken with a representative from the Gemfish Trade Consortium?
Dear God, no. And they've been here so long. I have to figure out how to bribe them.
It's like
I call him. Okay, you make a very good point, sir. They have been waiting an incredibly long time. In fact, you know who should have taken care of it while I was gone? Is Korod. But he's always been really against those moves. He'll do it when I make him, but other than that, he's like, that's not what I want to do. And I'm like, I don't care, it's your turn. So, yes, Defron, please come in.
yeah, what you need?
So, you've been here long enough, especially with the 3.5 weeks that we were gone. How pissed does the Gemfish organization seem to be?
Oh well, Valansur has been here a while. He really hasn't. He really doesn't spend a lot of time out in public at the moment. He's been waiting, but he's spent more time. He spent what time he has spent out. He's spent a bit of time speaking with Krenville, although I believe Krenville hasn't really had as much. I believe that kind of hasn't. I don't know where that stands, honestly. They seem to be missing each other for a few days. I don't know. He was he's like, he's spoken with Sestra. I guess you could say he's just eager to figure out who he's going to be doing business with. I guess he even he even had a meeting with the Velquin guy, that Velquin guy. What's his name?
Pyre.
Malone?
One moment, my dear colleague. Pyre. So, let me inform you of the horrible thing that we have done. This man has been here at least a month and a half, and he keeps getting put back on the back burner. So, tonight, I think we're going to have to smoosh him extra hard, and a man of your caliber would be appreciated at this event. Would you like to join us, since your game's not till tomorrow?
It'll give me something to do. Why not? It'll be
Yeah.
interesting.
Defron, make a compilation of what we should know about them, and then send it to each of us so that we can read it later.
Yeah.
Please and thank you.
He's like, well, I don't really have much, but okay.
Everything that you can find. In fact, ask others. Hell, ask Nimbus. He might know something. Yes, I know it's a slim chance, but it's happened before. All right, so that gives us another couple of hours. Hey, Death Arms. Have you found anything out about the current graffiti artists? We need one of those animals that sniffs things out, so we can just follow the trail of this paint smell back to whoever it was.
At the moment, no, I have found nothing, but I will keep searching for as long as it takes. I will stay up overnight if I have to.
Well, if you stay up too long, you'll be useless as both yourself, the badass that you are, and there's a slight eye roll as I look at Pyre, and taking care of your actual job so you get paid money, which will happen soon enough. So just make sure that you give yourself enough rest that you can still maintain your badassery at its finest. Thank you. Now, Kib, let's see what we can figure out about gemstones. Are they... That's another culture check, Chris. Why don't you do things? You know how to play this game. May I do well? The fuck that's man. Alright, there you go.
You really don't uncover much else about the Gem Soul. And quite frankly, the only person from the Gem Soul or from the Gemfish Trade Consortium that anybody actually knows is Valen Sewer, at least on your station.
Okay. Then yeah, I
Like-
don't have any other information. Not
like
yet.
what you do get on as about Valen Sewer is that he seems to be very eager to set up trade, sort of like trade agreements, and you like there's he seems eager to well, maybe eager is not the best word. Ambitious would be the better word. Like eager would sort of like imply
Okay.
that he's somewhat ineffectual at it. He actually seems to be relatively competent as a trader. At the very least, nobody besides yourself, you're the only ones who have sort of put him off and put him off. Everybody else has either made an effort to meet with him or met with him already that he's tried to meet with. And the whatever like came of those meetings has been sort of hush hush. They haven't really talked about it. So I guess you could probably gather that he's professional as a corporate agent in the sense that he hasn't really talked about deals that he's made or hasn't made or
right. I out of character. I feel completely horrible for putting this guy off this long. We've met with people that are, butt heads. So you said he stays in his room most of the time.
Well, he doesn't his room or his shuttle.
Okay. So sometimes he's just hanging out in orbit around us. Okay. Is he currently on station?
He is currently on station.
Because he would have had one of the rooms on level 3 with the rest of us, because he still would have been considered, what's that word? Potential clientele?
Right.
Yeah. So you said he was on a shuttle?
No, he's on the station.
Defron, sorry to bother you at the desk again, but do we have a comms number for him?
Yeah, and he sends it to you.
Okay. All right, kid. And thank goodness we have Pyre today. So, like I said, Pyre, 6 weeks. We're going to need to call Bort's first and see if they have any more of the Pebblebrook whiskey.
They do.
Okay, I'll pay my 50% premium on that, so that's like 75 credits. No, let's make it 100 credits even. Maybe they have a better bottle than I've been getting. All right. We have Defron set it up so we have a fairly nice feast. There are fresh vegetables and there's even one of those golden figs.
All right.
So anyway, and then hopefully he shows up because I
He
text.
shows up.
Okay.
He shows.
I'm in a pretty red dress, and ooh, did you dress up for this, Pyre? Did you put on your fancy clothes?
Always. When
Good,
given the
good.
chance. Yeah.
Kib, did you remember to bring a tie?
I don't know where the tie went. I lost
Okay,
it.
that's fine. I pull out a different tie. Please wear this.
Okay.
Okay, I tie it on. I leave it loose so he can have it cockeyed if that's what he wants to do. But that's how I dress Kib up for events. And then Korat, of course, will have the whole like, hey, we're having a dinner because we keep forgetting about this guy. Show up if you can. And and I'm like, oh, good, he's finally here. I open the door and I'm like, hello, my apologies, and I curtsy.
Well, he is dressed very well. Very very professional, but also like it's a sort of it's that sort of like extravagant in an extremely understated manner where it's more about like the cut of the cloth, the way that the way exactly it's the little details like
Right.
that you wouldn't necessarily immediately notice. But no, he's dressed very nice, and he's a he is a human. He appears to be maybe in his 30s, what have you. And he's got dark gray with just sort of the slightest hints of gray, gray creeping in, like very, very, very like small places. He's got a mustache that is very well, like it's well taken care of. It's waxed and it's trimmed nicely. He's like, um, and he's like, ah, he goes, he says, the ruling council here, you are elusive. And
Higher. Your bluff is what's higher than your diplomacy, right?
would any of you like to make a sense motive here?
I failed my sense motive. It's only a 12.
Okay.
But I did get a 17 for perception, which is better than 15.
Yeah,
Holy crap! Pyre
I'm
has
too paying attention to the
nothing.
moment.
Yeah. Okay. So
Fine. So
yeah, none of us noticed.
Pyre, would you help me by bluffing with me?
Death Arms, you could make a sense motive too if you want.
What
That's
are we
true.
bluffing?
Well, I'm legitimately going to try and apologize for being, heinous about just forgetting to meet with him. But I can use all the help I can get. I mean, you were there while we were learning. I definitely would have been talking out loud to Kib about it. So I told you the whole story about just forgetting about them. And like he's a nice little guy. Look at him, humans. All right. So did you actually roll your bluff yet?
No, I can't.
Okay. So
Yay! And I'm going to try and use diplomacy with that. Thank goodness. That's a 13. I apologize profusely for how long it has taken, and thank you and your organization for having the patience to wait on us. What can we do for you? And would you like a glass of whiskey? It's Pebblebrook. It's the 15 year.
Hold on a second.
Okay, take your time. I was gonna say I didn't. It wasn't 5 under. It wasn't like I rolled a 10 or less. So it's not quite as bad. I should have that damn book out. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think. Okay, so I need to make a note here. Where's he? Where's he at? Where's he at?
10 plus your opponent's total diplomacy skill bonus, or 15 plus 1.5 times the opponent's CR. Or of the encounter CR if you're trying to change the attitude of a group of creatures, whichever is higher.
Let's see. Yeah, I think he looks at you. He says, he goes, he says, yes. He goes, he goes, yes, I'm sure you're very busy. And he goes, he's like, he says, the Gemfish Trade Consortium would like to set up operations here. We would like to have a spot on the consortium would like to have a spot on your in your retail sector.
That can be done.
This is says this is the product line that we are hoping to bring in on our first for the store for opening, and he kind of like lays out like a plan, and it's a lot of it is a lot of it's fairly practical, but it's also like there's also another section, like most of it is like practical stuff that you would like somebody thought out the kinds of things that people would need in this sector. But there is like a sector, like a top tier section on the product line. There are a few items there um, that are higher end.
And things that will be in glass cases with alarms.
and
Got it.
and he's like, he says, this is of course only the product line that the consortium brings. It intends to bring to the table on launch. We do carry a catalog for those who are looking for something a little bit more specialty.
Okay, while I'm looking at this contract that he's showing me, uh, what is our cut?
It looks like it looks like the deal is. It looks like the deal.
Well,
Is
the reason that I want to know the percentage is because I want to give him some extra percentage because we made him wait so long. So it looks like he got a better deal because he waited this long.
well, at this point, like his deal, the deal that he offers, like his product line that he's putting out, even though they don't seem to be carrying anything that you think would be direct competition to Paperleaf necessarily. He does like it looks like somebody has it looks like somebody has done a certain amount of research here in terms of like how they in get like competitive pricing in terms of like what they're offering in term they're trying to be competitive with the Paperleaf Tea Trading Company.
Interesting.
And
Okay. Well,
from what you know, either these people are completely unaware of how deep the Paperleaf Trading Company's pockets actually are, or
mhm.
they know, and they're just extraordinarily ambitious trying to get a piece of the market.
All right, so
It's hard to
Kib,
tell which.
pencil their story in opposite of the paper leaves for now, and like at the moment, because the paper leaf isn't going to be worried about this in my mind. That's what we'll do. And as far as it goes, as soon as we have the spot open, we will get you moved in.
All right.
Thank you for being patient, which I wouldn't have done. So that's why, this little bit has been amended here, and we're doing this here, and that'll help everybody. And I attempt to shake his hand. He's a human. They should like that.
Yeah, he'll shake your hand.
Okay, Kib, did you shake his hand too?
Oh yeah. Hey, let's get more people, more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
All right, that means more supplies for you. And I pat you on the head. All right.
Exactly.
So this is a good time for us all to go to sleep and fast forward till the evening. Unless there's something that comes up.
Well,
Like,
hold on.
go ahead.
I'm trying to think. There was something I was also was going to do here, and I'm trying to remember what it was.
Well, and I'm annoyed because I can't
actually-
remember things.
Actually, Death Arms, give me a perception check. And Pyre, why don't you give me one as well?
Ooh la la.
Good luck.
So,
Death arms. Oh, there he is. Okay.
So Death Arms, yeah, as near as you can tell, this is yet another contract, negotiated. Pyre, there's something that hits you a little off here. The contract, from what you guys could tell, I mean, maybe you I don't know. You would probably be keyed in just a little bit more to the point where you would know that it doesn't make sense that that the Gemfish Trade Consortium would know enough to be able to come up with a number that would be competitive with Paperleaf Tea Trading Company, because as far as you're aware, you're probably aware that the Gemfish Trading I think we've established you're aware that the Gemfish Trading Consortium is rumored to be a whole lot bigger than just a tea trading company.
Yeah.
And Gemfish, they're sort of a relative unknown. Like, to you you feel like somebody was either did some really good research, got really lucky, or somebody's lips were moving, whether with intent or without. Because it's awful strange that they managed to come up with a number that was that competitive. I mean, and I'm assuming that one of you guys probably, when huddled together, probably may mention something of that nature.
Oh yeah, I'd mention
Because I don't think Pyre would have known the details of the Paper Leafs contract.
No.
So I'm assuming that one of you probably said something.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the background,
It was probably Kib.
Yeah, it was but
probably after a couple of drink, the drink and the thingy, you'd be like, paper. They got a lot of stuff in everywhere.
Yeah. So, you bring that up. Yeah. So it's a little curious, but it didn't say. But as far as it went, Vela and Soar seem to play this one straight up professional. So whatever
Okay.
whatever might be going on, it's hard to tell if he knew anything or not. As far as you can tell, he was handed a contract and told to make a deal.
All right. All right. So after he leaves, I look at Pyre and I'm like, so I've already forgotten how many credits do you need to actually join that game at Boards?
I don't think I was told, was I?
100 credits.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just checking. Otherwise, your luck has been influential in our lives for the last 20 days now. So if you needed a little help, I would have tried to do my best for you. Unless it was like 5,000 credits. And then I would have been like, I'd have to steal everybody else's money before I could get that up for you.
Yeah, I wouldn't have that
But,
either.
all right. Well, this will be the first time I've slept in my bed in 20 days as well. So I wish you all a good night. Kib, good job. You did great. Ha, go charge.
Zzz.
Yeah. And he plugs into his port, goes into sleep mode.
All right.
Suddenly you hear waves as you're going through the door because he automatically in sleep mode starts being, the sleep sound machine.
A white noise now.
Mm-hmm.
Kib, I think when you go back to your room, like whenever you go back to your room, maybe like there's like a computer file that you've been working on in your spare time. It's something of a knot of a program that you've been working on that you've been having a hard time getting figured out, and that there's but when you come back into the room, maybe you're tinkering with it a little bit before bed, and a holographic projection shoots up of your former commander, Joth Hurlig. And we see for the first time, we see what he rather big human, kind of scruffy looking in places, but there's clearly some cunning in his eyes and whatnot. And it's like, so you managed to untangle the knot. And it's like, well, if you've untangled the knot, then you're probably aware by now that that data slate isn't just any ordinary data slate. There's going to be folks coming for it. Powerful folks. Going to be powerful angry too. They ain't going to like that their names are on that list. And they ain't going to like what it says about them either. So problem is that's only one half of the list. That's just the names. There's a code on them that'll correspond to another list that I got hidden somewhere that's got all of the leverage on all of these people that you may want. It says, gonna have to be real careful. It says, especially with my former friends, the Savage Circle, as it were. It seems some of them made some rather contradictory friends to my own ends. You want to get to the end of this? You want to find out what this is all about? Well, you're going to have to meet me at these coordinates. And there's like a set of coordinates that you are managed to dig out of the code. It's like, can't tell you when exactly to be there, can't tell you exactly the circumstances, but if you make it that far, well, you might be a bit closer to understanding some things that have been going on under the wiring that I never quite figured out. Got the pieces, got parts of the puzzle, but there's something sinister going on out there. I'm sure of it. Oh, yeah. Before I forget, keep an eye out and beware of that elf woman. I don't trust her. And unfortunately, she's a little too powerful and has too powerful of friends for me to take her out to mark her off at this time. Gonna have to wait on that one, old friend. Anyway, here's hoping you can make use of this. We'll make it worth your while at the end of it all. Later, kid. Try to stay out of trouble. And the image flickers off.
Well, that's unfortunate. Or fortunate. I mean, words are confusing at the moment, but that could be entertaining. I don't know. Information. Gotta go to a place. We'll figure it out someday. Just put this over here in this file. Cover it up. No, but I'll clue what that is. I'll hide that information for later. It'll be all right. All right. File that
And,
data. We'll be good.
all right. And Death Arms. You actually receive. You're on your way back to your. You're on your way. When you're on your way back to your quarters, you're stopped by a. You're stopped by a courier. And I think I think the courier in this case is. We'll say the courier is a. And we'll say the courier is a Lashunta. A Lashunta woman. She's like, are you the bounty hunter known as Death Arms?
Yeah, who's asking?
I have and it says, I have a message to deliver to you. And she hands you like a data slate or a data stick, like a hollow stick. It's like, and she waits there looking expectantly at you for a minute.
I take it and I ask what's on it.
I don't know. I'm just a courier.
Useless. Alright, well, you best be getting to your room.
She just kind of looks at you. She turns around. As she turns around to walk off, you hear her just say, "Cheapskate," and she
I
just
go,
keeps walking.
I'll run up to her, grab her shoulder, I'll be like, what do you mean by that?
She looks at you. She goes. She looks shocked for a minute. She goes. You know anything? Tip. She goes. You normally tip the courier. She goes. She goes. And she's like, "Oh, I understand if you're too important. You, us poor," she goes, "us couriers are beneath the notice of such tough guys like you, just trying to make a living in the galaxy. See what I get for it. No appreciation."
Yeah, well, maybe you shouldn't be whispering things underneath your breath to be making things like me think other things.
She's like, if you weren't, she said, if you would have tipped, I wouldn't have said anything.
Well, maybe you should have been patient.
I was trying to be, but you told me to go away.
Yeah, and here's the thing. You need to be even more patient, because sometimes I look at things before I tip. Because if it is important, then I will tip. You need to be more patient. Wait for its time to come.
So it's
That is what you people need to learn.
so it's only when it's important to you that my job becomes worth anything. My time is worth nothing to you unless it's important to you, so I'm wasting my time. Mr. Arms, this has been an enlightening experience. You can count on me to never deliver a message to you again. I don't care how important it is. And she, good day, sir. And she walks away.
Jackass.
Oh, that's great. Because now she just has to get that job where someone's like, "Here's 1,000 credits. Deliver this to Death Arms, no matter what."
And she
Ooh.
puts it in the shredder.
Yeah. She just dumps it in the nearest garbage.
Yeah. Thank you for the 1,000 credits. It was delivered.
No, it'll come from like a crime family, so they'll just be like, "And if it doesn't get delivered, your body will be like, oh,
Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
But you have this message, this hollow message in your hand, this hollow stick.
Yeah, before I go into any of it, the playing of it, I go back to my room and I just start playing it.
Okay. Yeah. So the hollow message, you see, unlike Gibbs, that was like sort of a full body hologram. This is just sort of a bust up. It's Osgavat, the mercenary that was working for the Vesk mercenary captain, or the Vesk mercenary working for Captain Dravovok. The one who, uh, the captain, the guy working for the captain who tried to have you killed, the one who actually stepped in when one of the pirates threatened to take your brain out of your skull and burn it so it couldn't be taken back to the computer on the Adari. He was the one that stopped him and said, "Look, the boss said kill him, so kill him. Don't, but you're not going to take his brains out and burn him." Like he at the very least wasn't going to let the guy disrespect your culture anymore. But he the message pops up and he goes, "Hey," he goes, "I just figured I'd let you know. Captain Drovovok knows where you're at. Ain't done with you yet neither." He goes, next time we encounter each other, I'm gonna have to kill you. I just figured I'd let you know." Oh yeah. And those bounty hunters, don't let them kill you before I get the chance. And it just flickers out.
Oh, this jackass thinking he can kill me. Good luck with that.
Yeah,
Viva Las Vegas.
come on. But yeah, is there anything else either of you wish to do here, having received messages from various peoples?
No, I just go to bed after
Yeah.
that.
All right.
I was gonna say I'll worry about it tomorrow. I hide the file somewhere where nobody can find it. Only I
I
know
found
where
it.
it's at. But
I
Right.
found it again.
All right. Yeah. So I think we get to the next day, and Bortz is closed. There's a lot of people that um, that can't get in. They're kind of like um, that are disappointed. Most of them don't know what's actually going on. They're just like closed today. It's like as the ruling council is all in fucking pay or whatever. Pyre, you were sitting across the table from a a rather unpleasant-looking human that you understand works for Bettina Clemlin. Zerk Silversoul has showed up to the table. A bunch of other folks that you're not entirely certain, like they look like they're important, but they don't look like they're royalty important or like or necessarily like you know, at the level of wealth that, say, a statesman in the Marixa Republic would be, let alone the Pact Worlds or the Veskarium.
Right.
But they look like they're probably pretty important for, frontier world type places and what have you. And Crinville himself is standing. The whole bar has been rearranged with, that has been rearranged to accommodate the table to be moved in the middle of the room, and what have you. Everything's set up. There's dice and cards out on the table, and it's like there's a and Crinville is like, well, in lieu of our gambling establishment being open at this time, we do apologize for the delay. However, I did feel like, with the help of our good friend Percival Worthy here, we'd get a few people together who wanted to play a bit of Cannon and Black's Holes and do a little bit of gambling. It was like, the buy-in is 100 credits. If you run out of money, you're eliminated. If you he says, if you caught cheating, you're eliminated. He says, play till there is only one player left. And at the he says, we'll play till there is only one player left. On behalf of the Grimbuckle Alliance, we have made arrangements that refreshments will be provided for free. This is he says he says and he says, without further ado, because I'm not really one for speeches, that's more of my brother's style. He says, why don't we get a game going here, all right? And he says, and he points over to a Jabubnin that is kind of like is sitting there at the edge of the table, and he goes, dealer, take it away. And the Jabubnin is dressed very nice. He's dressed in the sort of like same sort of suit that you've seen the Grimbuckle Alliance, syndicate wearing. So you know that he's definitely one of the casino employees that Crinville has put in place for this event. So, yeah. Let's see how Pyre, you're sitting at the table, and let's see how you do. Are you just putting in your basic buy-in and leaving yourself some space for wagers? How are you doing this?
Yeah, we'll play it tactfully. And so I'm gonna do a double whammy. So I'm gonna roll bluff as part of my thing, and part of that bluff is also gonna be one, complaining about the drink, and two, complaining in the sense that there's so little garnish on it. In some of the higher class casinos I've gone to, one of the things people enjoy the most are the fact that they will go over and beyond on garnish, because it just shows that they have it's like a show of high class to waste money on garnish, and it looks like it's a fucking wasteland on my drink, and it should be a fucking jungle. When I order a goddamn rainforest surprise, I want a fucking rainforest on my drink. So I'm gonna use my resolve to roll twice for bluff. Can I just shift click? Well, there's one. So there's the other.
All right.
As I bluff my way through this.
Yeah.
Right. So let me get a sense motive here as well.
Okay.
See if you can read. See if you can read something about the table, maybe.
Let's see if I can get a sense. If I get any bonuses, a sense motive. No, it's just bluff and disguise. I think.
Yeah.
I usually roll off of just my straight luck and bluff. I rarely
Yeah.
ever bother reading other people.
Yeah.
That's pointless,
Yeah.
waste of time.
Yeah. You are completely. Yeah. You're completely just not even paying attention to anybody else. Would anybody else in the room like to roll some sense motives to see if they can get a feel for what's going on here?
Oh.
Like Crinville makes it clear that nobody's that observers are not to interfere with the game, but
Unless
he's
someone's
like,
cheating.
oh,
Okay.
Philip, okay,
I want to give Philip the fact that because it's nat 20, he sees through my bluff.
yeah, you really,
He knows I'm making this shit up about the drink.
All right. I'm here.
yeah, you're just like, what is he talking about? Like, that's that is
nat
not the
20.
way it is anywhere. There's some places you can get shot for putting garnish in a drink. What are you talking about?
I don't know about that second part, but
yeah. What you're able to get from the table here is that there's a fairly clear line. Like first of all, Sestra is here, but she's standing and watching. She hasn't joined the
really,
proceedings. She's simply watching. And every now and again, she'll like wink or something at like Crenville, who either pretends to ignore it or gives her a dirty look, which seems to amuse her. To no end, but he doesn't really get any more aggro than that. And she only does it a handful of times. She's like constantly rolling on it, just every once in a while where there's enough of a break in a conversation he's having, or a moment where somebody makes the right kind of joke or whatever, where she just takes the opportunity to pick at him. But he otherwise like there's that moment where like you get the impression that Crenville has decided to not stoop to her level. Like he's trying real hard not to acknowledge that she's being this way to him. And maybe that's why she eventually gets bored, is that he just basically eventually no-sells it enough that she just leaves him the fuck alone. But the other things that you're kind of gathering is, most of the people at the table have varied reactions depending on, and you can tell which ones think they've got a good hand or think they've got the edge. You can tell which ones are watching everyone around them to see what they're doing and whatnot. The one person at the table that doesn't seem like, who only seems to be paying attention to the game is Zerk. Zerk doesn't seem to. On the surface, Zerk looks like he's paying attention to what everybody else is doing around him, and whatever else, and paying it and invested in the game and whatnot. But after a little bit of like watching, you realize that he makes a couple of plays here and there that you're almost certain he could have made a better play. Like but he chose not to. Like he's doing something else entirely. And for that matter, you realize that Crinville, and as soon as you realize that, you realize who the sharks in the room really are. Because Zerk is paying a lot more attention to things that he seems to not be paying attention to, i.e., the people around him. Very specifically, he's paying attention to Crinville, Sestra, and Pyre in particular. Crinville is focused on Zerk and Pyre. I don't think he's really trying to read his sister at the moment. He's trying to ignore her. And she's trying to read pretty much everybody in the room. Like, Zerk also seems to be looking at gauging your reaction. When he sees that you're looking at him and paying attention to him to some extent, he just smiles, raises his glass just a little bit, and nods, and then goes back to appearing, to all intents and purposes, to be involved in the game, but really just sort of playing along.
Right. I
This
understand.
he's not here for the money, or he's not here for the money. He's not here for the gambling. He's here for the game, but not the game he seems to be here for. You know, and
The smell of popcorn suddenly wafts through the air as my popcorn from earlier is finally delivered.
Pyre, give me a profession gambling check here.
Good luck, sir.
Oh,
Ha! Yay!
Nice. The first round goes your way, and you play it very well. You eliminate, let's see,
300 people in this game. No, I'm just kidding.
you eliminate two people in this round. Like you're able to cut them off and eliminate them. One of them is one of them looks like he's maybe a one of them looks like he's probably like a some sort of head of state on a backwater world. Another one looks like he worked like he's a mid-level functionary for some company or another. Somebody who makes enough money to think they're richer than they are. Let's go into the second round. So, what are you doing here?
now it's focused just mainly on the game. He got what he wanted out there. He bluffed his way through the beginning, and then let luck take over and win him that hand.
All right.
So we'll stick to profession gambler and see where that goes.
All
Bound to
right.
fail eventually, or roll pretty well.
All right. Yeah, you do you do pretty well in this round. I think between you and Zerk, and the guy that works for Bettina Klemlin, another person is eliminated. Like maybe you maybe your roll of the dice comes up well, and looking at the cards in your hand, you don't have like the exact card you wanted, but you have that is going to do exactly what you wanted, but you have a card that is pretty good. You're not necessarily going to outright win this hand, but you're going to keep moving. So I think let's go another. Zerk actually is the one who takes out the guy that Zerk actually takes out the guy that's eliminated. And this is probably about the time that he saw you looking at him and having noticed that he'd made some bad play, realizing that you were watching him. This time he actually does something to make it look like he's trying to win. So he gets the other guy. Like, you cut the guy off from getting, from a move that he was trying to do, and Zerk sideswipes him, with a hand with like a 3-card draw of really good cards. And let's see. And we'll go to the next round.
All right, we're gonna roll. This one's gonna run with a bluff check, but I still need a gambler check, which is like I don't know if I can aid myself a bluff. Because I want to do something stupid. I'll resolve again to roll twice. It's the same kind of result, one over the other, and then the gambler check. Perfect.
All right.
So this round, I do something. It's once again Lady Luck. They deal out the cards, and I keep them face down in front of me without ever looking at them, or so they think. I got a glimpse, and the whole game I play without looking at my cards the entire time. Grab a card,
Okay.
flip it over, play it as if luck. I'm just letting luck take the wheel. That's what it looks like to anyone that failed
Right.
sensing the bluff.
All right. Cool. So I think this round,
It's like
this
sometimes you
card
must let luck take over.
let's see. I think 3 people are eliminated in this round.
Woo!
And I think probably like the guy working for Bettina Klimlin probably eliminates 2 of them. He's he like kind of edging in. He's kind of gained a little bit of confidence in this round here. For you, Philip, Zerk is still basically just playing along. Like he's playing a completely different game than what people at the table are playing. He's yeah. You are muted.
Still muted.
I'm trying, I swear.
There we go.
There he is.
All right, so I said I'm trying not to be as obvious as I was apparently last time. I want him to think that I've moved on to watching somebody else. Probably make it look like I'm then I have to make a check, right?
Yeah.
All right. May I have some of Pyre's luck? Yes.
You may.
Nice.
Damn.
I think
So I make it look like I'm completely paying attention to Bettina's man at this point, but still paying a little bit of attention to them,
okay.
Yeah.
I think I think you're I think we're Bettina's man eliminates a couple of guys, and the other guy seeing that you are not even looking at your cards at this point, and you've been doing well, and you're just doing this well. Like I think he folds. Like the sweating gets to him. I think
Like, I reach for a card and I look at him. I'm just like,
I think it was a
I'm so
hobgoblin.
sorry for this. And then he folds.
Yeah, it was a hobgoblin. Yeah, it was a hobgoblin. He looks like he was, some sort of like military general. You're guessing that maybe he's either the general for some backwater world or the warlord thereof. I don't know. You're not sure. But for whatever reason, whoever he is, he folded. The other 2 were eliminated by Bettina's guy. Let's go another round here.
So, can I still read that hobgoblin as he leaves the table? Is he angry? Do I need to make another check?
Oh, he's angry. He's not.
Okay.
He's
got
angry.
tactic.
I send a text message to Death Arms, and I'm like, that one needs to be watched.
All
Right, yeah. All right. But then, I go back to drinking my drink and acting silly.
I'll reply with, gotcha.
Yeah.
Roger.
Yeah. So we got. So let's go let's get the one
It's
more.
down to 3 of them, right? It's Bettina, Silver Soul, and...
There's a couple more.
Okay.
There's a
I
couple
did my
more.
gambling check.
Oh, okay.
I was just making sure.
My gambler check has almost been the exact same every time.
So I think this round, Zerk goes out. Philip, you realize he does it on purpose. He purposely eliminates himself. But he puts on a show of being disappointed. He's like, well, damn. I thought I was going to get down to the final round. And he shakes his head. And he's just like, I guess easy come, easy go, and gets up and gets himself a drink. So one more time here.
Good luck.
We're gonna do the same thing as the
Let's
last time. As the final round comes out, I take the as I'm taking the cards, I'm just putting them face down right in front of me. We'll use another resolve again because
Okay.
I love these resolve points. Nom, 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 nom.
By the way, besides Zerk,
needed
3
it.
other people were eliminated.
Ooh.
Definitely needed it.
All right.
It's one of those. I know it's face down. I know it's not good, but I just go with it. Like we'll let luck handle this last round.
Okay. Well, I think this one I might actually need to roll. Let's see.
That was a 2 on the dice.
Nice.
I wish I had a hero point. Oh,
Oh, damn it.
Oh.
That was not it. I needed to fucking. There was a plus to it.
I'll just add
And I
it.
hit the wrong button.
If it's a plus 10 or higher, he's got a pretty much a win or a tie.
Cause you gotta know when to hold up.
What was that? That was.
Know when to use your cannonballs. Know
Ooh.
when to use your black holes.
I
So
want to take the
there's
first
that.
roll plus 5. Should have been
Hold
7
on.
plus 5. I'd have won that one.
Well, see,
Uh,
that's his sense. That's his sense
Oh.
motive check.
oh,
So
yeah.
he's not buying. He's buying your bluff, but barely. Oops. God damn it. Type, man, type.
Man, we all suck at sense and motive. I even put 4 ranks into it, but it's wisdom. My character's not wise. He's a little smart, and he's very charismatic and dexterous, and just goes off of luck. Hey,
Well,
But you actually have the better hand. You don't
maybe
have a great hand. You don't have like the most impressive. It's not like an epic. Haha! I have won with this badass hand. It was you won on a very very.
do you want to say I convinced him to also play face down? That's. I'll let this last round
I
rely
think
on luck.
I think the last I think the last guy I think the last guy you play is the last guy left is just is the Bettina Clemens functionary, like the guy that works for Bettina Clemens, and he's just like, I think, and he's he's like he kind of gets up and he's like, well, where I come from, we're always expected to be at least a professional about things. It was a well played game, sir. He says, or he goes, or at least you got a certain amount of courage. You got guts, I'll give you that. And you're like, worked in your favor. He says, but with that hand, next time you see a Warlanisi, you should probably say thank you.
Give him a little nod of appreciation.
Says, maybe if you're around these parts sometime, some other time, we might be able to play again. Says,
Be quite enjoyable.
yeah. So but yeah, I think. Let's see.
Not that it matters, but how much money do I make?
1 billion rubles, which makes 3 credits. Oh no. Oh no.
You
Three.
make by the end of it. You come out. You come out 50 credits ahead.
Only 50. So I have
No,
100.
5. You come out. Sorry. Damn it.
I was
No,
like,
it
if
wasn't
it's a
5.
100 credit buy-in, I'll come
Let
back
me.
with 50.
Wait, let me. I was gonna say. What did I have that written down for? That's not what that was for.
Yeah, that was not what that
Oh,
was for.
I'm on the wrong fucking page. I was like, where's my goddamn multiplier that I was using? 10,000 credits.
Oh.
Damn.
Yep.
All right. A lot more. I was like, if maybe it was $100 per person, 10 times like 70% of 100, I get like 700 credits. No, 10,000. All right.
But by the time you return, you will have spent it all or lost it all. by the time Pyre returns, his
Oh
money
yeah,
will have changed.
Yeah. Yeah, fire.
But
yeah.
But you
It's a
have reason to return. You still haven't got to play the casino.
yes,
Right.
you definitely do. Like,
Mm.
and I think, and I think Crinville, like as you're like collecting your winnings, is like goes. Don't take this the wrong way, but I hope you don't play that well when the casino opens. Yes. Or at the very least, you bring in some marks, some big ones. Maybe maybe you know a few people who are richer than they are good at the game. Just
Quite a
saying.
few. I saw several of them tonight, even.
He just laughs at that. He laughs. Yeah. Um.
Oh.
But yeah.
Well,
Uh.
good for you. Well,
Zerg,
Pyre,
I
is this enough money for you to run away now?
Out of character, yes. What I'll probably
Uh,
do is he'll because I don't. How much time do we got left out of character?
uh.
oh, we're getting close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We're getting ready to do sign offs here.
he'll probably be like, "Tell you what, with this level of winnings, I'll take it out and I'll spend some free time gambling out in the wild. Well, wherever I end up, and I'll spread rumors of this casino you're opening up and." Maybe lure in some targets that I can come back to and
Uh, don't
clean up
forget,
later.
we're about to start making spaceships too.
Yeah.
All right. It's been
I
a
think.
wonderful time. Please come back soon. We've enjoyed your company. I'm sorry that Korad's been so busy. Apparently, after he finished surgery, he literally made it to his office and passed out in the chair and has been asleep since.
I know a bear like that. I'll have to tell him that story.
Yeah. I think Zerk probably walks up and goes and shakes your hand. He says, "You're an interesting man, Mr. Pyre." And he goes, it, and like he goes, and perhaps the next time you come back through, we'll have a drink together, and and, and maybe like hey, when he shakes your hand, like he shakes your hand and he turns around and he looks at Philip and he's like, "Mr. Poe, an entertaining evening on the station has." He says, he's like, "I hope you found this as educational as you did entertaining."
That's you, Chris.
Yeah,
You're muted.
he was away.
Oh. Whoops.
Sorry, I was getting water, and so I was muted. So I'd look at him and I'd grin real big with my bright red eyes, and I go, "Actually, it's true. I learned a lot." And I give him a subtle wink.
And he goes, "Yeah, there may be hope for you yet." And he goes, and he
Someday.
says, "Yeah." And he kind of looks at the rest of you. He's like, he's Mr. Kibb, Mr. Arms, and and uh, and I think he probably I think Death Arms. He looks at you. He probably looks at you and says, well, "Hold on a second. I gotta look at something." He says, and he says, and they and like as he walks by you, Death Arms, he says, in case you're wondering, your clan is just fine. And he says, says I spoke with your cousin. He says I spoke with your cousin before I left the Pact Worlds. Seems to be doing rather well. And for you, Pyre, like while everybody else is kind of distracted with like Zerk talking to them and whatnot, you realize that when he shook your hand, he pressed a small he pressed something into your hand. It was small, um, a small chip, like a small, cylinder or whatever, like the kind that messages get passed back and forth on.
Okay. Yeah, I'll pocket it in my lovely concealment clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually have one more resolve than I thought I did because the first time I used that was free. But I can use it on
Nice.
sleight of hand. Wait, actually, can I? I wonder. I don't. I doubt I need to make a. Nope. Just bluff, disguise, and stealth. Just slide a hand with a +5, so 20. Just slip it in my pocket or a hidden pocket to look at it later.
And Death Arms, this is the second person on this station that seems to know shit about you that you don't advertise. One of them is a crime boss, and the other one
Let's be honest,
is,
is also a crime boss.
well, as far as anybody knows, the other one is a tea trader, a representative for a tea trading company. like, like, um, but yeah, I think, and I think with that, that's probably a good time for us to start doing sign-offs. Everybody
Probably.
send me your Player's Choice Awards.
Oops.
Oh, wait, Chris, you are muted still.
See, it's my turn for the whole dude. You're muted. Stop it.
Check
All
check
right,
the chart.
check the chart. So I was like, we see Pyre off on his little ship as he leaves. We make time for that. We all wave as he gets on board, and then I'm like, let's go do some diagnostics on you. I realize I worked on you instead of doing computer checks for that 19 days to get you back to full health, but I figure we can get you cleaned up before Kurad sees you. And that's my last little bit.
For the sake of the stream, what was on that cylinder as I check it when I'm
We'll
out
do
of that?
that we'll actually do that in the post credits.
Oh, okay, that works.
So
Oh, I
uh,
still need to
Well,
send. My bad.
so here's the problem. Once I do my sign off, I have to run upstairs uh, to get us ready to exit stream. So if you want to do post credits now before because then I'll do my sign off, run upstairs, listen to the rest while I'm upstairs, and then sign us out from there.
how about this? How about you do your sign off? I'll do your post credits, and then you can.
Perfect.
That work for
Yeah,
you? All right,
that'll get us
awesome.
done. I haven't gotten a response, so I was like, I'll run up and do it. All right. Yeah, it's me, your boy, Sassy McNasty. I played what is essentially James Bond on vacation, but not really on vacation, but really kind of on vacation. But now I got to go back and do probably my real job for a while, also in real life. Uh, um, you can catch me returning on Wednesdays, hopefully next week. Next week is kind of up in the air whether I'll be working this schedule I'm on now or next schedule, but I don't want to say, yeah, I can be here next Monday, and then I'm not. So whatever happens will happen. I should return though a week or two to Wednesdays. You can catch me on Fridays. On Wednesdays is Gideon Sunborn, the strength-based ranger with a glaive and a heart of gold. So Fridays is Sin or Hunter Cineval with now 2 NHP/AIs. As I've got Set and Jove. That'll be great. Renaming that to Horus, so Set and Horus. And then you can catch me on Saturdays in Lands of Hyboreas, Duramog, the Orc Witch Alchemist, who can make a million fucking potions a day. Alchemists are crazy. I love it. And we're gonna go encounter a dragon. I'm in danger. And that is me.
Awesome.
Yay!
I
Woo!
think, and I think we get as the ship that that Pyre is taking out of the system is sort of like we see it flying away. We cut to a scene in the quarters that Pyre is staying on this ship, and we see Pyre in front of the console and whatnot, and he we see him put the cylinder into the console, and we get a close up of the screen, and it's just 2 words: "You passed."
Hmm.
And we go to dark.
Da 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 da.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, I'm gonna run upstairs and I'll listen from up there.
Awesome. Who's next?
Death Arms, you want to go next?
Sure, why not? Okay, hi. I am Death Arms. Oh, sorry. I am Soul Demon. I played Death Arms. English is the most complicated language in humankind, I guess. I don't know. But
Ooh.
I am in this and Lands of Iberia. I will be there the 24th for sure. No doubts about it. That's me.
Awesome. Next up.
Psychopathic, I believe it's your turn.
Okay.
Unless you want to go second to last.
I don't know. It's fine. I'm Scott. Something. I don't know. I played Kip. Kip was got information running through his head. He's got a lot of data to process. So he's been mulling over that. What else am I in? Lands of Iberia. I'm in that. I didn't die! Yay. Maybe I will next time. I don't know. But Little Cat's fun. I don't know, my brain's not functioning anymore. Alright.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brian, no, I'm just kidding. Brian couldn't make it tonight, so he was busy doing other things. Remind me, Brian, even though we're not going part, that we need to do some scans on Kit's head. See if he's got like But I'm just kidding. Anyway, this is the only game I play in. I appreciate everyone that showed up tonight. Thanks to any raiders that we may not have been paying attention to. Anytime you guys show up, it's always awesome, and we appreciate you. With that said, on to the one and only Just a King. At least for here.
All right. I am the Just a King Zerat. You can catch me here on Monday nights for Freewheel Station. We are kicking along here we're kicking along here right now. Here in a couple of weeks, we may be down for a week. Yeah, you boys got to take a vacation sometime. But I'm hoping to go out to a con in Denver where I will get to see a whole bunch of crazy shit, hopefully. But after that, I will be back with a vengeance in full force. As usual, we are still tinkering and talking. Possibility of, Sunday nights. Stay tuned. I'm hoping to have something to announce at some point. But I think that's all I got for tonight. So let's bring out the dragon and get out of here. Bring out the
Bring
dragon!
out the dragon.